You know, the problem with this game, and I've said this for years, if you've been watching my channel for years, you probably know what I'm going to say. Giants have never released a good game. Ever. It's the modding community that makes Farming Sim decent. And I think they've just proved it again. Beyond all conceivable doubt. And the only real improvements they ever put into the game were mods that they stole from the community. Hello guys, how you doing? Welcome back to the Sim Chat, welcome back to me, Sim UK. For some reason my screen is not fully full. See if we can fix that. Oh, it's in 1080p, that's why. So there's going to be a lot of keybind setup. I mean, this looks better. It does look better, but I've got to be honest, I'm disappointed they still haven't separated all of the keybinds or added a search. Break 2 was remapped to Z on the Camera Simple pedal. Oh, so that one did remap. Why is that one Y then? What? That doesn't even make sense. Okay, so I had to steer all the way to the left and all the way to the right and all the way to the left for that to pick up. I don't think that's going to work. That seems very strange. Axis 4 slider. I've only got 3 pedals. What's all this rubbish? What's all this? I don't have that many inputs. The set of pedals. Accelerator, brake, clutch. That's it. Right, we'll save that lot and we'll just see where we are. Let's go jump in. Career. 20 slots. Put it on number 20. Zielonka, Riverbend Springs, Hutan Pantai. I like this. This is better. This is better. Start farm. Yes. Guided intro tour. Yes. Why not? Let's go Zielonka. No reason why. So my initial suspicion is that this is going to be all screwed up. It's not going to work at all as expected. Character selection. Yep. Okay. That's fine. Got a bit of a beard going on. Just want a short beard. Oh, there we go. Short beard. Clothing. Wow. Yeah, that's probably a bit me. Oh, hello. Some branded stuff down here. Oh, that's nice. I do like that, actually. Bit of a fan of the old class. All the wraparounds. Okay. B to confirm. If you're not familiar with the basics of the game yet, we recommend you taking the guided tour of Riverbend Springs. Okay. Oh, I like that old tractor. Look at that. Oh, stuttery much. Wow. Oh, good God. So I can't make any graphical changes whilst I'm in the game. Are you serious? How old is this game? I think they've gamified it more. I'm looking at this UI and initially I thought, okay, that looks quite nice. So I prefer that. But now I realise it's consoled up, isn't it? They've dumbed it down. Oh, what? It's even stuttering on the map. And that's telling me I'm getting 47 frames per second, but on the map it's stuttering. What the hell? I can't believe I have to come out of the game every time just to change a graphics setting. I mean, I'd have thought they'd have fixed that by now. Such a pathetic design flaw. Even on super low settings, it's doing this. For context, in case you don't know what I've got, I have an i5 13400K. I have an RTX 4070 Ti. I'm running on triple M.2 SSDs, super fast. I have DDR5 RAM, 32 gigs of, and that's running at something like 6,000 hertz. I forget now. There's no way this game should be behaving like this. This is appalling. So by definition, this is half the resolution. You can see it's like half the screen now. This is half the resolution. Still doing it. 35, 47 FPS. 36, still stuttering like a lunatic. 1920 by 1080p. Let's try that. It's going to look so tiny. It's going to be silly. I'll fix it, don't worry. You'll be able to see in a minute. Just want to make sure everybody gets to see the fun and games I'm having. She's got a whole lot of reasons. I can't think of a single one that could justify leaving her. Alrighty. I know what's going on. Right. Set 4K Ultra. Right. Okay, here we go. That's better. None of that stuttery rubbish. I had something running in the background on my PC, which I'd forgotten about. So apologies to all. The tracking seems to be working. Need a bit of tweaking though. Something is changing gears for me. I'm guessing. There's something to do with this. Timescale. 15 minutes is maximum, okay. Economic difficulty hard. Traffic is on. Season growth is on. 28 days. Snow is on. Crop destruction is on. Periodic ploughing required is on. Fieldstone is on. Lime, weeds. Disaster destruction is enabled. Dirt is normal. Automatic start engine off. Stop and go braking off. Trailer fill limit off. Fuel usage is normal. AI worker refill fuel is off. Off, off. Off, off. Don't know why they're off. But they are. Yeah, if that's what they use in the EU. I can't select 3 low for some reason. Just instantly goes into 3 high. Oh, and I can't steer. That's a good start. Oh, it's unset my steering. I don't know what the bloody gears are doing. Oh, hang on. Oh, wow. The AI overtook me. I've not seen that before in the game. That's something new. Look at that. Well, I quite like that. We follow the AI. See where they're going. Oh, they're going in different directions. Normally they all follow each other. This guy went down here. Don't know where he went after that. But the other guy went the other way. Oh, I'm curious. I want to go down here. I wonder if this area floods. Something I wanted to do with my map was increase the water if it rains. Okay, so first impressions. Not god awful. But certainly not groundbreaking either. I would expect there to be bits of twigs and stones and pebbles slapping up against the mud guards and all sorts. But there's nothing really. There's a bit of rattle occasionally. Which is better than nothing, I suppose. So 4 high appears to be the highest gear. Let's just see if I can pull away in 4 high. So if I can pull away in 4 high, what's the point in having gears? Other than it restricting you. And the clutch doesn't do anything either. I'm guessing this is like a semi-automatic vehicle, this one. What happens if I hit a pedestrian? Seemingly nothing. They disappear, it looks like. Oh, okay. Nothing at all. Doesn't look very real. I don't think the lighting is quite right still. Pretty bouncy and bumpy with the trailer on. Let's go over this curb and see what happens. Nothing at all. That's very disappointing. What about this curb? I don't know. It's like I get a physics movement when the wheels go over it. When the trailer goes over it, nothing really happens. I'll show you again from outside. See what I mean? See how the trailer does not affect the tractor? Well, they tried to go around me again, look. And they beeped at me. I like it. So when the trailer goes over the thing, you ought to feel it in the tractor. That's realistic physics, and it's not there, is it? Clearly not there. Does the tractor affect the trailer? That's the next question. So when the tractor goes over the curb, does it affect the trailer? So they're completely independent of each other, even though they're connected by a link. They're actually not. It's not surprising, but it is disappointing. I think I have auto clutch. Now that's interesting. If I take my foot off the tractor, a brake kicks in. If I put my foot on the accelerator when it's in neutral, started rolling there, did you see it? Let's try this hill. It's a bit bigger and more consistent. Not rolling backwards, drop down into neutral. Not rolling backwards, put my foot on the accelerator. That's not me doing that. That's just... something is putting the brakes on. Something is auto braking. Okay, so I'm not entirely sure what's going on with this. I haven't got a handbrake or anything, which again is a bit disappointing. We're going to neutral, nothing happens. I put the accelerator down, we start rolling. But something, and it's not me, is putting the brake lights on. Can you see them going on and off? And then it stops. So when it's slowly rolling back on level ground, it doesn't automatically brake for me. But if I go up the hill, and just put it in neutral, something brakes. Ah, but if I just tap the throttle and let it go, then it rolls downhill. So is that just a bug? So if I keep the throttle on, drop into neutral, something is braking. If I take my foot off completely, it will just roll down the hill. So that's some sort of bug. So yeah, the physics are quite poorly implemented. I mean, they're okay individually, but they're not realistic. They're there to look like there's physics, but honestly, I don't think they've put that much time or effort into it. It's probably better than it was in 15, but I mean, you know, that was 10 years ago, wasn't it? Probably longer than that. Okay, gear test. So we're in 4 high, and I'm just going to throttle it. It just drives like an automatic. But maybe it's a semi-automatic tractor. So I should go to the shop and try a really old tractor. Oh. I thought they might have fixed this. It looks like they haven't. Start, stop, ignition, button 21. So the reason why it's giving me a warning, this button is used for several actions. It's also used to select next tool. Now this is something I've been complaining about since Farm Sim 17. If they just split the controls, so let me just see if I can explain this to you. Again, there's no search function. If they just split them out, if they put player interactive controls in one file, vehicle driving in another file, construction in another file, if each one of these had its own file and had its own tab here, it would make life so much easier. It's such a simple thing to do, and they just refuse to do it, and it would fix all these problems. Oh my god, that rain looks terrible. What the hell is that? And there's still no rain on the window. Oh, is that hailstones? Oh, I take it back. They're hailstones. I mean, they're not very good hailstones, because I'm pretty sure rain doesn't bounce around on the floor like that, so it's got to be hailstones, right? Right, yeah, so the button, the keybind. I can't start and stop the engine. This is such a stupid design. So what I'm saying is it can't do both jobs. It can only be one or the other. But if they just separated each of those control segments into its own file, its own XML sheet, then we could double bind buttons. Is this hailstones? It's got to be, isn't it? If that's rain, then that's horrendously bad. If it's hailstones, then it's not really been done very well either. It's got to be hailstones, right? I could see them on the floor. But that would hurt like bloody hell. Right, so this tractor is a very basic tractor. It has 7 gears forward. No, oh, I tell a lie. How many flipping gears have you got? So this is a semi-automatic tractor. 18th gear. Flat out, go. Just drives. That should not happen. We've even got the trailer on the back. In 18th gear, that should not just drive off. How disappointing. Ground deformation is there a bit. Something I'm going to have to look at for over time. But again, you see how the trailer and the tractor are totally independent. So the trailer, because it's connected to the tractor, should... Where the tractor bounces around and the trailer bounces around, every time the trailer bounces around, it should throw the tractor a bit. And if the tractor gets thrown around, it should throw the trailer a bit. They are connected. They should impact on each other. But they don't. They really don't. Because the physics are nowhere near realistic. It's a very arcadey implementation of physics. And if we zoom in, I don't think the driver isn't even moving. Look, there's a slight bit of bounce. He should be being flung about all over the place with that sort of bounce. Right, let's go get a really old tractor. The only old thing I've seen is part of the DLC, which is somewhat disappointing, isn't it? Ah, look. Motorcycles. Tuk-tuks. These are just basically... They've just basically stolen mods from the community and put them in their game and sort of pretended that they've done something. Yeah, there's like a £1 DLC, which is a bit disgusting considering I've got the Season 1 pass. I bought the Season 1 pass for ridiculous money and there's still a DLC item I don't have. That's just greedy and disrespectful. Oh man, there's no historical tractors at all. That's such a shame. What about trucks? Could I find a really old truck? So that International looks quite old. That was quite old. There's no way that is going to have automatic gears, is it? That's not going to be a semi-automatic truck at all. Trailer hitch. Oh, nice. Yeah, I like that. All these different extensions. That's cool. Windscreen wipers are on automatically, even though nothing's hitting the windscreen. So we've got drive. Oh, and if I try and change gear, can you hear it grinding? Because I'm not using the clutch. Oh. No, it's worse than I thought. It's just got drive, neutral and reverse. Now this is silly, right? If I've got a tractor that changes gear like I showed you earlier, and then I've got a vehicle like this that doesn't change gear, it's just got forward and backwards. That's literally what this has got. Then watch the stupidity of this system. There it is. On the side panel, we'll put it on exactly. So we'll put it on shift gear up. That doesn't look like it's working at all. Oh, I wonder if it's because S1 is set to up and down. So I've got to take... That's really bad if that's the case. We'll find out in a second. So if I take that off, so I now can't shift up and down the gears. But if I can change reverse... So I can't seem to get that into reverse. Let's try... Change driving direction. Right, we'll turn that off then. We'll assume that that no longer exists. Find the gears. So that's group up and group down. Gear group 1, gear group 2. So there's change direction again, look. So I'll put that on up. And we'll see if it works when that one's set. Oh, so that one works. So pushing up a gear is switching between drive and reverse, but not neutral, you'll notice. Shift gear up. Shift gear down. So by rights, change direction should override both of these. So these shouldn't work now when I swap into the other tractor, if the cascading thing is still working. You can see it's still switching between the two. Pressing down's doing nothing. So if I tab into this, so it is working. Cool. So that now does do both jobs. Interesting then that I couldn't stop the engine earlier. Get in the tractor to be the Y button. So you can see jump and enter are now both Y button. But crucially, they're in different sections. So vehicle and player, or whatever the other one was. So I'll save the controls. If they separated all these files into XML files, then I should be able to get in and out and still jump. They've done it. Oh my god, they've actually done it. I'm not sure why I'm crouching. That's a bit weird. So now instead of having two buttons, two different buttons, one to get in the tractor and one to jump, now I can just jump and get in the tractor at the same time. Or can I? No, I can't. So it's saying enter vehicle, but it's actually not letting me get in the vehicle. So they still haven't fixed it. Ah, how disappointing. So now I do have to have two different keys. Is Y also set to crouch? Let's check this. X input. Right, what's Y set to? Jump and crouch. Right, so let's take that off. That's why it's crouching then. So now it's just jump and get in the tractor. But it won't let me get in the tractor because I'm jumping. And he's still crouching with Y, even though I've just turned that off. Still crouching as well, look. How is that possible? It's definitely not set anymore. And what is frustrating as well is if I get in the tractor and press Y, it works and it lets me get out. So you can get out of the tractor using Y, but you just can't get back in it. It's such a dumb oversight, and they still haven't fixed it. I thought for a moment they had, but they haven't. Oh, hello. Now that's opening and closing the rear thing, instead of swapping the gears like it was earlier. And now I can't change gears again. So that noise we were hearing before was actually not the clutch, it was this. So then, how in God's name did I get that to work? Yeah, look, change direction. No longer works. Now it works. But now I can only open that and I can't close it. So there is a bug. So there's a keybind bug which will momentarily work for you, but as soon as you switch vehicles, it will break. And that's worse than anything they've had before. So pushing up on my joystick here should, or rather will, allow me to swap between drive and reverse. I can still drop that down, but I can no longer push it up. So I can't close that. But if I swap vehicle and then come back to it, that control will have swapped back to what it was originally. So I wonder, now this is interesting. Now we're getting into the nitty-gritty of this thing. So right now with Y, I cannot get in there, but I can jump, right? So now if I come into the controls, and I put enter vehicle on Y, and say OK, save that. Was I standing in the right place? So it doesn't work on that controller. So can I not pull down the side of this trailer by standing? There's no interaction key to do that. So I can't open the side of the truck when I'm outside on foot. That's so crap. That is so crap. That really diminishes the realism. Nobody can open the truck from outside of the truck. The only way you can do it now is if you're in the truck and you press the relevant button, but you have to have the engine running. See, that makes no sense either. These are not hydraulically operated sides. These are literally a catch and down it goes. That's really disappointing. For a simulator, it does a shockingly bad job of simulating real life. Let's turn the engine off. So when the engine is off, you can't open the sides of this truck at all. Again, why? Wow, it's going to take me so long to go through and find all these bugs, but there are just millions of them. And it's not like they've introduced... Well, actually, it does feel like they've introduced new bugs, but... So, hang on. This is meant to be 10 to midnight. Alright, it's a full moon. It doesn't even look dark, does it? If I turned all the lights off, it'd still be flipping... It would still look like daylight. Production chains. Oh, my God. Piano? Piano? Recipe? Piano? 5,000 planks equals one piano. 5,000 planks equals one game. Potato chips. Preserved foods. Sawmill. Soup factory. Spinnery. Oh, how much can I sell a piano for? Costs per month, nothing. Cycles per month. So I can make 4 pianos a month and sell them for how much? Who knows? Animal dealer. Okay. Brown Swiss. Brown Swiss. So 0 months old, Holstein, 6 months old, and then fully grown. So there's a gestation period of 10 months. They reach puberty in 18 months. Okay, well, it's not quite as good as I was hoping, but it's something at least. So that's the cows. Pigs. Pigs only have 2 stages of life. Gestation period is 4 months, puberty in 6. Sheep, 3 stages. Gestation period 5 months, puberty in 8. So 0 months old, 3 months old, 8 months old. And they can't breed before maturity. Okay. Horses. 11-month gestation period, 22 months. That's a little bit slower. Chickens. The thing is, though, like, if you wanted to have a ranch and herd your sheep, pigs and cows with your horse, you can't, because they don't react to them at all, do they? So what do we got here? A chicken. Gestation period is 2 months, puberty 6 months. And obviously we're going to need a rooster, so let's buy a rooster. And let's buy some 2 chickens and then 1 chick. Right, so where the hell is that then? And it looks like that door doesn't even open because it doesn't even have a handle on it. So there's no way to get into the chicken's pen. No way to manually do this or manually open the sides. Yeah, it's a real shame. That really is a shame. No noise when you're banging into things either. No, like, you know, grinding of metal or anything like that. So the automatic reverse and forward thing is still engaged. So I have to take my foot off and put my foot back on in order to switch. So if I'm going backwards and I switch into first gear, I won't drive forwards till I take my foot off the thing. Do you see what I mean? So if I'm driving along and I slam it into reverse, you'll see the brake lights come on. So I have to release the brakes and press the pedal again. So again, totally unrealistic. You can just disconnect whilst you're driving along. I'm very much looking forward to getting the mod that makes you get out of the tractor and disconnect all the hoses and stuff. I really hope they bring that in. That's one of the best mods these days for me. It's a lot of money for not a lot of game, in my opinion. But none of the lights are interactive. And this door into the chickens doesn't work at all. So they're still doing the pick up your chicken stuff by standing outside in this little square. Yeah, it's quite disappointing. And maybe this is where you pour the food in, and this is where you get the eggs. I mean, it was okay in 2015, but, you know, 10 years on, they haven't improved that at all. And it's just looking really dated now. Like this. God, when was the last time you saw a game released with something like that in it? Like a top of the range game. 65 quid this cost me. I do feel like, what a load of crap. This is another thing that has always disappointed me. The chock that goes underneath the wheel to stop it from rolling away. Brilliant feature, but let me put it there manually. Don't do everything automatically for me. It's just crap. I want to drive up a hill, get out of the tractor, disconnect the trailer, and not realise that I haven't put the chocks down and watch my trailer bugger off down the hill with all my goods in it. That's what I want to happen. The hilarity element of that, and the loss. you know. Sometimes that's all your earnings there, but I tell you what, you're not going to make that same mistake twice, are you? If you do, you bloody well deserve it. So yeah, disappointing. I think somebody described it earlier as a slightly better looking, slightly better sounding Farm Sim 19, and I think it is. I think that's all it is at the moment. Sleep, that used to be a mod, didn't it? And now I can open my wardrobe from outside. They couldn't even be bothered to model a building that's a farmhouse so that I can go inside and change my clothes. Instead, they do it outside. That's poor. Now, is this rain? This must be rain. This looks more like rain. So it must have been hailstones before. But again, really rather pathetic rain. See, the tractor's not getting wet at all. Well, I tell a lie. There's a few drops on the tractor metal, but the glass, look at the glass. Not a drop of rain on it. It's quite a relaxing rain sound. But it sounds rather like the hailstones to me. Yeah, I'm less than impressed at the moment. I need to sit down and get a little game going, and off the back of that work out what I like and what I don't like. But I haven't been wowed, that's for damn sure. Oh, and another thing. So the dirt and grime that's on my tractor, well, first of all, I don't think I've been anywhere to justify that sort of mud. And second of all, if it's raining, I'd really like to see it get cleaned off a little bit. And just leave the ground in dirt behind. But anyway, I mean, these are just... Some of these things are genuine complaints, some of them are just nitpicking observation. Alrighty, that's enough for a first look, I think. We've got some progress, we made some things work, we found loads of issues.